Hi everybody. Welcome to These Things Feel So Heavy. Oh my god. We went from 3D lashes to like 5D and my eyes are drained. It's like I'm lifting weights. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's doing well emotionally, mentally, spiritually and physically, and I hope you have been keeping well. I hope the start of the year has been fabulous. I hope we're setting goals. I hope we're on the road to achieving those goals and manifesting things into being. Thank you for joining me today. So today's video is just like, I don't want to call it a girl chat because it's not restricted to females only, but it's just a chit chat. Get ready with me, except in about 5 minutes I'm gonna take my face off and just jump back into bed because that's what I do. But anyways, I guess we can pretend it's a get ready with me, but it's just a get ready with me for nothing. But yeah, anyways, I'll be chatting about my message is entitled The God of Seasons. So we'll just be looking at Ecclesiastes 3. We'll be looking at Ecclesiastes 3. Are you kidding me? So there are what I'm guessing are renovations in the boarding house, and yeah, they just chose this particular day to disturb my filming. Ooh, I say filming now. YouTube things. Kidding. I hate myself. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get something from it, and I guess also apart from the message I am sharing, I'm also just, it's not a tutorial because I'm not going step by step. I'm just, I guess if you're watching me go, it's technically a tutorial, but yeah, just watch me achieve this beat and stay tuned. So as you can see, I already have my eyebrows prepped because I am not at the stage where I can teach how to do eyebrows. So I didn't exactly plan my look as yet. I'm just gonna kind of work through it. Hopefully it looks good. If it doesn't, it doesn't, but we're hoping that it looks good. It's more just, I don't know, I just want to train myself to play with color because generally I'm like a neutral palette person, but I want to learn because I want to master all the different kind of palettes, so that if ever need be, if I have someone that wants their makeup, then I can do it and it's not like out of my comfort zone. So that's the idea. I just want to train my hand and my mind to do that. So I won't necessarily be reading from the Bible. I mean I will, but like not directly from it. I just wrote the verses down. So I entitled this message this video, or these next couple of videos, God of Seasons. So reason being, I believe in seasons. Like, you know, every aspect of your life, every stage in your life is a different season, and for each season there are different challenges, there are different hurdles that you have to jump and, you know, I guess grow in terms. Can we just talk about how good my eyebrows look actually? Yeah, anyways, there are different challenges that you face, different stuff that you go through that might be different from a different season. So this, for me, I applied it to my life and what I've learned over the years, and it's not generalized. So what I'm giving you is what I've learned from the different seasons I've been through, and hopefully it applies to somebody or someone relates to it, or I don't know. And then if there's like a different interpretation as well, I'm so open to these discussions about what I believe and what other people believe. I like to know where other people's beliefs stem from or how they interpret certain verses in the Bible. So yeah, anyways, God of Seasons. So the verses I'm paying attention to, I think I'm just gonna pick up 2 verses for this video, and then another video I'll do other verses. But yeah, so I'm looking at verse 6, which says a time to gain and a time to lose. And I feel like it's pretty obvious where I'm going with this video. with this part of the video anyway. A time to gain and a time to lose. I feel like it's about relationships and friendships in your life. I have a strong belief that everybody comes into your life for a period, for a season, comes into your life to play a role that they've been assigned to play, and when their time is up, they leave. So this can be in the form of like friendships or relationships ending, yeah? Where obviously I'm not gonna say it should be easy because you know that there's a time for everything. No, of course not. And I can 100% relate to that struggle. Why? Because I'm somebody that invests a lot in people. So I never like make friends for the sake of having lots of friends, and I never get into relationships just for the sake of being in a relationship. So when I have someone in my life and I make them a part of my life, it's because I see them or our friendship or relationship going far, right? So dating, for example, I would never date somebody unless I see a future with you. I can take you to meet my family or us building something in the future. I wouldn't date you just for the sake of dating. So obviously when people's roles and their duties that they've been assigned to your life to perform, when they come to an end, then obviously their time in your life comes to an end, I struggle with letting people go. I struggle with letting friendships go. I struggle with letting relationships go. Reason being, again, because I invest a lot. Now bear in mind, the loss I'm talking about, which is a time to lose, is not based on you mistreating people or you just being an asshole. It's not that. It's based on like, when you just have friendships that just end. Like no explanation, no reason, you guys just grow apart, right? That's the type of relationship I'm talking about. Obviously you mistreating people is a completely different issue, but you know what, I feel like I should have just put everything in one place, everything that I needed, but being the disorganized individual I am, I did not. Right, so a time to lose is when you obviously have people coming into your life. So these are friendships that you gain, and this can be in any part of your life. So school, work, uni, I don't know, whatever it is. You gain friendships, you gain friends, you get into new relationships, and it's great, you know what I mean? And sometimes it's not necessarily out of the blue. Sometimes it's just different situations in life that lead people together, right? So it may not necessarily be just like new beginnings, but yeah, you gain friends, you start a relationship, and it's great, you know what I mean? It's great. And now what I've learned is when those people come into your life, they're coming for a purpose, right? So sometimes you find that there are lessons you're supposed to learn from certain individuals, and those individuals will come and teach you those lessons, and when they're done, you leave, right? Or sometimes it's just because you need someone to hold you up. So this can be like when you have shared, not pain, but like shared struggles with somebody, and you gain an individual to talk to. So that's like you struggling. So personally, I struggle talking to people close to me about issues I'm going through. Why? Because not that I don't want to appear weak, I don't like making my problems other people's problems, especially if it's people you see constantly, because I tend to feel like that's what they will see you as. They will see you as your struggles, which is not necessarily a correct a way of looking at things. It's definitely not, because at some point you will need to lean on those people, but it's just the way I think about it, and I need to work on it and change and learn to kind of see comfort in the people that are close to me. But anyways, because I'm that person, sometimes I just find people that I can talk to, strangers, and so I believe personally that it's a little bit easier to talk to strangers than it is to talk to people. So that's how you meet people, and I've made some incredible friends, some incredible acquaintances acquaintances that way. I made some amazing people. I've made what? I've made some incredible people that way. So generally, people come into your life for a different reason, and that's when you gain. And the hardest part is letting those people go. And I think what our generation, from what I have noticed, is that people tend to start pointing fingers, start calling the other person toxic, start calling the other person names just because the friendship, relationship, or whatever did not work out, right? And sometimes you're like, I'm investing so much in these people and they keep leaving me hurt and broken. Do I just stop letting people in? And that's a struggle I have faced as well. No. And it's one of the hardest things I believe you will learn, that people are not yours. People do not belong to you. People are God's, right? So God will bring them into your life and he'll take them out of your life. Let me give you an example I learned. This preacher spoke about it. He says, the way that people are with other people and when they lose those people in their lives, and I don't want to link it to death because death is not as simple as God wants his people back. It runs a lot deeper than that, so I'm not going to focus on that. I'm just going to focus it more on like just losing people and just friendships ending, relationships ending. Death is another topic, and I think I'll do a different video on that because I'll do a different video on that. But when you just lose people, and he says that it's like when an individual borrows you his bicycle. He loans you his bike and says you can use it for X amount of time, right? And then after your time with the bicycle has run out, the person comes back to you and says, can I have it back? And then you're getting angry at the person. That's essentially what we do as people when we get attached to God's people and we've invested so much in God's people that when they leave, we're angry at God, like, you know, why did you even bring them to me? But like, remember, you needed that bicycle for that period. You needed a bicycle to ride to work. You needed a bicycle to go to school, and God gave you the bicycle. But then when you no longer needed the bicycle, or the bicycle had served its purpose, or the owner feels like you will now be okay without the bike and comes back for the bike, you get upset. So that's how you look at it. And I don't like how people make things seem as easy as 1, 2, 3. It's not. And particularly losing friendships and relationships is not that easy. And it's unfortunately a part of life. It's unfortunately something we have to go through. But it's not easy at all. And I wish people would stop downplaying it. But anyways, so that's that. So that's what I learned. And then it's just a matter of understanding that, listen, people are not yours. People are there to help you go through a certain part of your life. So in as much as it's not easy, you need to just, in order for you to grow and in order for you to, you know, get better, you need to accept what is in order for you to move on. So for me, that's one of the things I struggled with. One of the things I am still struggling with. One of the things I'm still struggling with, where I'm like, why is it so hard to let people go? These are not the colors I intended to use, I swear. Anyways, so yeah, just let people come into your life, and don't be afraid to let people in just because their time in your life might run out. Don't be afraid, because you're gonna miss out on blessings, you're gonna miss out on opportunities, you're gonna miss out on business ventures, you're gonna miss out on making memories just because you're afraid of people leaving. People are going to leave, and you want to enjoy your time with them while you have them, while they're in your life. Cherish them. And sometimes we take this for granted because we forget that, you know, at some point this person's chapter in our life is gonna run out, and we take that for granted, and we don't actually, you know, take a moment to say, I'm thankful for this person in my life. I'm thankful for the memories I get to make with this person. But yeah, but that's just what I've learned in terms of losing friends and losing relationships. Another one I wanted to focus on that I think I'll link to this one is a time to build up and a time to tear. A time to build up and a time to tear down. And that is verse 3. Yeah, it's a time to break down and a time to build up. Yep. So I'll link it in some way, hopefully, to what I've just been talking about in terms of friendship. But yeah, life is hard. Here's the thing, no, life is really, really, really hard, and I feel like even saying it like that is an understatement. Life can be very, very difficult. Life can take a lot out of you, and I've seen over these last, I feel like the older you get, the more observant you become. So now I'm seeing things that I never used to see before in terms of mental health, in terms of struggles that people face that you never thought were actual struggles. So let's look at university, for example. A lot of anxiety comes with university. A lot of anxiety comes with being away from home, with being away from family. Yes, it's great, you make friends. Yes, you make memories. Yes, you're living your best life. Not me, but I'm sure other people are. But yes, you're doing all that, but at the end of the day, there's still anxiety that comes with it. Anxiety based on what's going to happen after uni, where am I going with life, particularly for us Zimbabweans, for example. I believe this is, and I'm sure other people as well that experience the same issues back home, where you're working hard in order to like build a better life for your family. So there's that pressure of you trying to emancipate your family and yourself, and yet trying to keep sane. Do you know what I mean? So there are all these struggles. There are different issues that we face that result in anxiety, and obviously I'm not gonna get in depth because there's a lot, and different people face different things. So sometimes, you know, you break down. Sometimes you can't hold on. Sometimes you're tired, and it's okay. It's okay to be tired. It's okay to take a breath. It's okay to just stop. Just stop, take a breath, and just reevaluate yourself and where you are and where you want to go. So I believe for me that's the time to break down. A time to just, sometimes you need to cry. I cry often. Sometimes you need to cry, and that is okay. So it's time to break down. But bear in mind that in as much as life is difficult, life is hard, life also goes on. So whether or not you're on the train or on the ship or whatever mode of transportation, it's gonna go on, and life is unfair like that. Life will keep going with or without you. But it's important to take a break. So while you take your break, while you take a breath, while you break down, keep in mind that you can't stay in that place. Keep in mind that you have to keep going, that you have to move past where you are in order to get to where you want to get or where you are supposed to get. So allow yourself that breath, allow yourself that moment to just go through it. Allow yourself to deal with what you have to deal with before you can move on, but then you have to remember to pick yourself up and to keep going. And I feel like that's also a challenge where sometimes you're in a pit and you can't get out of it. That's a challenge you will face. It's a big challenge you'll face, but you're gonna need to get out of it. And that's when again you gain. So sometimes people come and help you out of that pit, and sometimes God will let you use your own strength in order for him to show you that you're stronger than you believe you are. So that's also when God provides people for you if you need people. So for every season in your life, good or bad, I feel and I believe that God provides people. And for me, I believe in the difficult times. I feel like God has a promise for every stage in your life. So whether it's a good stage or a bad stage, there will be somebody in your life. And if it's not someone he sends to help you, it's him who comes to you and he comforts. So for me, where there's loss of peace and that a time to break down, God provides peace, God provides comfort. I think it's Isaiah that talks about how he comforts you like a mother comforts an infant. And in Philippians, I think it's 4 verse 7, he says he will grant you a peace that, maybe I should read it to be exact. I think it says he will grant you a peace that surpasses all understanding. That's the one. If it's not a man that he's giving you to help you get through what you're going through, it will be his peace that he gives you. And that peace, and like one day you're not okay, one day you're struggling, one day it's tough, one day it's looking dark, one day it's hell. And then one day you wake up and it doesn't hurt as much anymore. One day you get up and you forget what it is that was hurting you so much that you thought you wouldn't get through. It's what you thought would kill you, what you thought would break you down, what you thought you could never stand up from, that you stand up from. So I think that's what I really, really value about having Christ in my life, is how he provides for every season. How when you're lacking, God will give you. When you are, that's actually another example of, I think it's the widow that helped one of the prophets. Was it Elisha? I want to say it's either Elijah or Elisha. But she had nothing, and in her nothingness, obviously she had to do a good deed where God blessed her good deed. Where is it? Where God blessed her good deed, but also in her nothingness, he provided, and I mean, like above and beyond type of provision. So in every season of your life, just keep in mind that God will provide either someone or something to help you through that situation. And it's something that you don't just learn overnight. It's not something that a type of skill that you gain one time. You have to keep trusting God, and it's hard because sometimes life is so hard and it seems like God is quiet. Sometimes you're in a season for what seems like forever, and you're like, listen God, I've been waiting, I've been trusting, but it doesn't look like you have any plans for me. It doesn't look like you plan to do anything for me, and I'm tired of waiting. I don't like when you're kind of, I'm gonna say judged for lack of a better word. I don't like being judged for my struggles with Christ. You know what I mean? Like what I go through in my relationship with Christ is never gonna be the same as, let me actually get away. I do my makeup at the back of my hand. So now I wanna mix my foundation, but I have all this color. Anyways, as I was saying, my relationship or my struggles with Christ are never gonna be the same as somebody else's. So in as much as people mean well, I would like to think people don't say things to be spiteful. They just don't understand that it's not one way. It's not like one relationship that is universal. It's different experiences for each person. And what I've been taught is that Christ wants an honest relationship with you. Don't pretend to be okay. Don't pretend to be happy with certain things in your life that you're not happy with. Go to him, voice to him why you are feeling the way that you're feeling, or if you're feeling like he let you down, talk to him about it. And I feel like that's a very important thing to remember in Christianity, that it's not playing religion, it's not playing the role of a Christian, it's a relationship with Christ, and it is a relationship that needs constant work. It's a relationship that will not always go smoothly, and that's something I think people need to get and understand, and not just assume that if you are lacking in faith in a particular season of your life, because sometimes you lose faith, and I can say that because I've lost faith, where I feel like God has abandoned me, where I'm feeling like actually I'm on my own here, like where are you? But it's not to say that God is not there, it's just to say I felt like he wasn't there and I struggled. So if people look at that and then think this person is not a real Christian because they're struggling with their beliefs, I think it's very wrong, because each person will go through that. Each person will struggle a different way. Like, you know what I mean? You're never gonna face the exact struggles as somebody else. And for me, those struggles are my seasons. I am speaking about it because I've struggled with it, where I'm in a season for what to me feels like too long. But again, that goes to me looking at it as man looks at time, not in God's time. So that's me thinking, God, I've been struggling. I've been in my winter. It's been dark, and I've been here for months, for weeks, for years, and I'm just feeling like I'm not getting out, right? But that's me saying man's time, you know? That's me saying I've been like this for this long and using man's time and not God's time. So that's another thing, where your seasons are not measured according to what we as humans know as time. Your seasons are measured according to God's time. And for you, what seems to be a long time is God making he's taking his time to teach you the lesson that's coming with that season. So that can be patience. So for example, with winter, where it seems like nothing is moving, your business isn't going in the direction it should be going, schoolwork isn't, on your side, just everything just doesn't seem to be going well. Maybe in that season, God is trying to teach you dependence on him, because he wants you to learn to be dependent on him and not on your own power, if that makes sense. But I think one more important thing to mention is the fact that sometimes your seasons are not aligned with everybody else in your life. So for example, when it's your winter, it may not necessarily be somebody else's winter. It may be somebody else's summer or their spring, when life is going, I don't want to say right, because it doesn't mean winter is wrong. When somebody's life is flourishing, let's look at it as winter and spring. So spring is when there's new life, so there's new growth, right? Let's look at it, spring as winter, and I am going through my winter, but everybody else around me or my friends seem to be having their spring, where there's new growth, where businesses are booming, where academically they're doing great, financially they're doing incredible, but my winter is now, right? And I'm struggling. I'm like, is it something that's wrong with me? Am I not doing something right simply because it's not my spring yet? So don't compare your seasons to somebody else's season. Just because it's not your winter yet doesn't mean that your winter isn't coming. Doesn't mean that God is not gonna come in and show off when it's your spring, when it's time for rebirth for you, when it's time for growth for you. It doesn't mean that God is not gonna come in and just blow your mind and blow everybody else's mind away. Like, you know what I mean? God is gonna come and do that, but again, it's at his time. It's not gonna be when you think it's right or when everybody else around you is flourishing, but you aren't. You are stuck in winter and you're struggling, and it's not going the way that it should be. I think that's also a very difficult thing, when your peers, your friends are going through growth, and I mean like massive growth. I mean like God is doing the things in their lives, and for you it's just like, what about me? When is it gonna be my turn? And it's okay. Again, it's okay to feel that way. I saw this meme that really actually bothered me. It said, if you're jealous of your friend, you're witchcraft. Like, it's witchcraft, or you're a witch, or I don't know. I'll put it somewhere here to explain it. But that's basically what it was basically saying, was that if when your friend is doing well and you're not happy for them, or you're not celebrating their victories, something's wrong with you. Which I think is a very wrong way to look at it, because that's when people start feeling guilty for the way that they feel, and they feel like something is wrong with them for the way that they feel. And I feel like that's wrong. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you can be happy for someone, but at the same time also feel like, what about me? That's what I think. I feel like it's very possible to go through both at the same time. They don't necessarily have to be mutually exclusive. I feel like it happens. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're a bad friend. It doesn't mean you're a bad partner. It just means you're feeling left out. Like, you're feeling like your season has not come yet. And that is okay. It's just when you start bad-mouthing the person, or you start saying things about the person, when it becomes problematic. But otherwise, these are all normal things to go through. See, I can't find anything. Nothing is where I want it to be. But yeah, that's basically what I think, where I feel like there's absolutely no need to make someone feel bad for feeling like they're behind everybody else. Even if it's your friends that are doing well in terms of schooling, in terms of businesses, in terms of relationships, and for you it's just not yet your time. It's okay to feel like, God, what about me? It's perfectly okay. It doesn't mean that anything's wrong with you. And I feel like the sooner people acknowledge that it's okay, to feel that way, the quicker you'll stop having people pretending to be happy for you when they're not. Do you know what I mean? It should be okay for somebody to feel like, you know, things are not going well for them and still be happy for you. And I felt that way myself, and it's just when people look at you side-eyed because you're feeling a little bit, I'm gonna say jealous, like a good jealous. I don't know if that's even a thing, but what I'm saying, I feel like is very, very normal, and I feel like should be normalized. And not to say that it's okay to, you know, not celebrate other people's victories. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's okay to kind of feel like, what about me? It's normal, okay, is what I'm trying to say. It's it's normal. And don't ever like feel like something's wrong with you just because you're tired of being in a certain season and other people's seasons are changing but yours doesn't seem to be. It's okay to feel like, I got what's happening. But yeah, that's the point I'm trying to get to. I feel like it's taking me way too long to finish because now I'm just like mumbling. But yeah, that's basically the point I was trying to get to, where I feel like a lot of people are kind of, then that's how people don't express how they truly feel. That's when people don't express how they truly feel because they're afraid of being judged for having those feelings. Where I feel like it's perfectly okay. It is absolutely okay. And for me, it goes back to my school struggles, guys. Okay, and I felt this way about my sister once, because I felt like she was exactly what every parent wants. Where before even she went to uni, before she finished her A-level, she was saying to my parents, listen, this is what I want to do. And here I was, having the audacity to tell my father that I don't know what I want to do. I was like, so yeah, just don't ever feel bad about feeling like your season is not coming. Yeah, I think let's call that our biggest take home for this message. It's okay. It is okay. So this is the final look. And the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope hopefully it touched somebody and it gets a conversation going, particularly about being happy for other people a bit, because I'm very interested to hear what everybody else has to say. And yeah, and hopefully I broke my nail. I broke my nail at my big age. Jeez, it's cramps time. It just like, anyways, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed it, and just let me know if you if you're keen to see any more videos like this and what it is that you want me to talk about. Don't forget to message me on Instagram or even email me if there is something you'd like me to talk about. But yeah, I'm trying to make this channel my own. I'm just still learning what I'm into, and hopefully that kind of goes hand in hand with what you guys want to hear and something that will touch you. So yeah, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and become part of the family. I am enjoying how we're growing. We're still small, but we're getting there, and that's what counts. So thank you very much for joining me.